Hi everybody, Miss Mara here. So I was thinking about posting for your opportunity this week another slide about more music symbols and stuff, and then I realized that's just not how we should go about things. Yes, I want you guys to learn symbols. Yes, I want you guys to go through slides and things, but I think you would much rather have a chance to discuss. From my understanding, in your regular classes, you guys haven't really had much of a chance to hear from each other and discuss with one another. So, for your music opportunity this week, I want you to talk about why you think it's important to learn music theory. Okay? So, for me, I think it's really important to learn music theory because it's a form of communication. And it's another way that we can connect with one another. So if it weren't for being able to read and write music, we wouldn't be able to still have some of those amazing musical creations that have been shared throughout the years. Masterpieces and things like symphonies and other stuff that composers wrote hundreds of years ago, but we're still able to play and enjoy them because they were written down. Before anything was ever recorded, before we ever had the technology necessary to record things, we were able to write music. And through writing music, we've been able to save and salvage a lot of that music, and that music has just touched the hearts of people all over the world. It creates a form of connection through the artistry, through the musicianship, through listening, through playing, that you just otherwise wouldn't have. If it weren't for being able to read and write music, so much music would be lost. And then that would affect all of music history as well, because everything in music kind of builds on what came before. And if what came before has been forgotten, then there's nowhere else to build. So you have to kind of look back to the past. You have to kind of look and be able to have access to that. If we didn't have access to books from centuries ago, we wouldn't understand how life used to be. If we didn't have access to art from centuries ago, we wouldn't understand how it used to be. It's the same thing with written music. So to me, that is why writing music is so important. That is why I want you guys to be able to read music, so that you can have that connection with it, so that you can form some new routes of communication. Maybe someday you choose to express yourself through music and you write that down. Somebody 100 years later could pick up your piece of music and learn about you, learn about the time that you were living in, and like connect to you through that time through music. I don't know, maybe I'm not explaining it well, but it's just another form of connection for me. So yeah, I think it's really, really important for you guys to learn how to read music. I want you guys to learn all of the symbols. I want you guys to learn as much as you can about it. If it gets to be too much, that's okay. Maybe it's boring sometimes. Like, I'll admit, music theory, learning how to read and write music can be a little boring. Just like when you're in school and you have to start to learn how to read and write, it's a little boring, but it's so important, especially when you're reading and writing in school, because again, you have to communicate. So it's the same thing with music. We've got to learn how to read and write it. That way we can communicate our thoughts and our feelings through it. So for this week, again, what I want you to do is I want you to discuss, what do you think about music theory, meaning the written side of music? Do you understand it? Is it something that is confusing to you? Something that's overwhelming? Maybe it's something you don't understand but you want to learn. Maybe it's something you've done in music classes in the past and you haven't enjoyed it. Why? Why do you think that is? And how can we learn it in a way that it's interesting and fun, and how can we apply it so that you get more out of it, so that you start to understand that it really is a communication tool, and what can we use it for? What is it meant for? So just really ask yourselves that, and then I want you to reply with your own answer. What do you think? And I want you to start this dialogue with each other about music. So reply in the comments or send your own video of your own thoughts. It doesn't have to be very long, maybe 30 seconds, maybe more. Some of your own thoughts about music, and why it's so important to learn. Why do you think we should be learning it and spending time on it? And it's always really good to revisit this, not just at the beginning of the year. We're already a few weeks in. It's, again, really good to revisit this, because as things start to get harder, as things start to get more intellectual, as we start to learn more about music, it's always really good to go back to that why. Why are you learning it? Why is it important? And I think we should definitely have that discussion as a school. So please discuss with each other. Leave comments. If you have questions, ask questions. All right. Thank you guys so much. Bye.